Welcome to another episode of High Proof Ashes. I am one of your co-hosts, Jason JB Smoke. And of course, as always, I have over here with me.
Duran, still no cool nickname. Still waiting for y'all to put them in the comments. Let me know what you got.
Yeah, we need something, man. We need something from you guys.
I had somebody actually reach out to me the other day, and actually, I'm Alan, aka 50.
Yeah.
He's like, you should just go by Mr. Burns, and I was like, bro, that makes me think of The Simpsons. He was like, yeah, it fits you perfectly. You're an asshole. I was like, dog, like really? I was like, that's where we going with this?
Yeah, he didn't waste any time, did he?
No, he went right in on me, man. But
that's great.
Whatever. I told him it's not happening.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No.
It may fit, but I don't like it.
I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna work.
So we need some more suggestions from you guys. But here we are, back again.
Yeah.
Here to bring you some interesting stuff about cigars and spirits. Today, for our cigar, we have something that is recently released. This is the Las Calaveras from Crown Heads, the 2023 edition. And I want to say it just got released within the last few weeks. So I actually had a hard time finding this, elsewhere, just to, kind of price check and,
right.
Just find descriptions and stuff on it. And so it's not everywhere. It is limited. It comes in 3 different sizes, and each size was limited to 1,500 boxes. So this is the larger of the 3.
Okay.
Right? This is like a 6.5 by 54 or something like that, or a 5.5 by 54. So this one is I think the larger one, at least a larger ring gauge. And they're pretty reasonably priced. They're in the range of $15, depending on if you go online or retail, about $15. But as you may or may not know, the Las Calaveras is a yearly release. And so every year the blend is slightly different.
Right.
And I pretty much try them every year. But the last several years, I just haven't been impressed with them.
Okay.
I don't know. They just didn't. They were good, but didn't just blow me away to make me want to buy a box, right? Okay. And this is one of those things that if you like it, you got to buy a box, because there's just not many boxes out there.
Right. You got to go ahead and get it while you can.
Yeah. There's literally,
if you wait, they'll be gone.
There's literally 4,500 total boxes worldwide.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but this one, they put a Connecticut Broadleaf on it, and boy.
And that, I know that's a thing for you.
Yeah,
so,
man.
So
I could tell that it was something I liked as soon as I did the cold draw.
Okay.
That's how much of a difference it is.
All right. Well, so I have not had one of any of this series, right? So I've never had one.
Really?
So I'm interested to try it.
They had them at the lounge.
Yeah,
last year's.
I've never tried them.
The band didn't call to you.
No, because that's one of the things. This one is actually it's attractive, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I was looking at cigars and I seen this one might pique my attention, right? So it's got the band on the foot. So I guess we're going here already. We got the Crown Heads band on the foot, which is gold and black, stands out really well. But the band overall up here looks great, with the gold and then the different shades of yellow, and then you've got some white and black. I mean, it's a really good looking band and impressive looking cigar. So the colors blend well with the dark broadleaf wrapper there. So ultimately, I look forward to smoking it and see how it goes.
Take a whiff of that. What do you?
No, I did, man. As soon as I pulled it out the cellophane,
it's almost chocolatey.
It is chocolatey. It's very much chocolatey.
That's crazy.
That was one of my first thoughts, man.
Wow.
It was straight cocoa, right?
Yeah, that's amazing.
So looking forward to trying this, and then so I guess we'll jump into our bourbons.
Yeah,
we got 2 different ones here. We got 2 that are both fairly affordable. I don't think you would consider either of these expensive bottles.
No.
The Shady Mile definitely comes in really inexpensive at around $25.
Yep.
The Knob Creek,
almost a criteria bottle.
It is almost a criteria bottle.
Yeah, it's not high enough proof.
It's not high enough proof, but it is aged 4 years.
Yep.
So it's under $40, but it comes in at only 90 proof.
Right.
So almost there. The Knob Creek, this is a single barrel small batch. It's 120 proof, so it is a high proofer. It is 9 years old by the Knob Creek 9. And what we found out while looking this up is that They actually make one that is one of our criteria bottles.
Which it's this, just not a single
just
barrel.
Not the single barrel, right?
Right.
So, and it's also a little bit lower proof. So
right.
the regular Knob Creek 9, which I have not tried, but I'm going to make it a point to try to find it, is 100 proof, aged 9 years, and it is about $35 a bottle. So it fits our criteria, and we hope to bring that to you on the podcast very soon. But I look forward to enjoying this cigar with these two different bourbons.
Yeah, me too.
Seeing how it goes.
And I've only had the one so far, so I'm glad to revisit it so soon. And I think last year's ban, why it probably didn't appeal to you is if I remember correctly, it was like this really light blue.
I seen it.
Okay.
When I was looking this up, I seen that and I said,
it's just kind of drab looking, right?
Yeah, like it wasn't impressive in a way that would make me gravitate towards it. Especially since I don't know where it was in the humidor, right? Like, so
it was on the left side, I believe.
So it would have been over by where my I'm assuming it would have been in the area of like Undercrown, all decked out.
Yeah.
So if it's in that general area,
it was.
Sorry,
it was probably less than an arm length away.
I'm never gonna see it because if you're on that shelf, my eyes are going one place and one place only.
Right.
So it's unfortunate. Maybe I'll pick it up and try it. Maybe.
Right now it's in the the what's new section, right, of the lounge.
Oh, okay.
Right there in the front and center.
I got you. Like cold draws. Okay. All right. Whew. That's a lot of flavor real quick, man. A whole lot of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I didn't warm up my palate.
Okay.
Like,
yeah,
full experience right there.
Yeah, just on a complete fresh palate.
Fresh palate, nothing else.
Right.
Like, that's a whole lot of flavor, man.
Yep. Yeah, between the Nicaraguan fillers and binder, and that Connecticut Broadleaf. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just a flavor bomb.
But it's still not a full body cigar.
I don't know. It's not. But are you getting the little kind of tinglies in your mouth yet?
Yeah, man. A little spicy.
Yeah, like all over the place.
Like, I don't get any cocoa now though. Like the smell was cocoa, but the spiciness.
So the spiciness tames after the first inch or so.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's
maybe we'll get the cocoa.
So much. There's just so much spice to it. It just kind of overwhelms the mouth a little bit, the palate. But if you're one of those that likes a spicy cigar, you're gonna really enjoy this.
It's a flavor bomb, man. I'm not gonna lie. Mm-hmm. Like this thing is definitely a flavor bomb right off the bat. Wow. Okay.
And smoke production.
Yeah.
Is on point.
I mean, I got a good light. The foot burnt real well. It's a good even burn so far. Mm-hmm. Like you said, good smoke production from both.
Well, let's get into these, and I think I'm gonna start with the lower proof here. And this is the Shady Mile makes just a standard bourbon, and then this is their wheated bourbon. And I'm not a fan of their the regular bourbon,
right?
At all. Like, it's not good. But the wheater is pretty good, and this is 21% wheat. So
I think I'm gonna start there as well. Don't want to jump right up to 120 proof.
I would say that this is it's not going to blow you away, but I think it's a really good everyday drinker.
Yeah, you won't be disappointed, right? Like, I put it along the lines of like your Wild Turkey 101s and your Woodford Reserve.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, just a really good, solid bourbon. Nothing that's going to blow you away. But for $25, it's kind of hard to be blown away.
It is.
Like
it is.
Once you get out of the big brands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you get out of those big brands, really hard.
But it's been a few weeks since we've recorded, man. So like,
it has.
Life kind of happened. Luckily, we had a couple in the hopper, but
this is true.
So what's new, man? I feel like tell the people what we got going on.
Man, I don't even know. Like, we've been doing a lot of work around the house, not outside, because it's just been way too hot and humid out there to do anything. Right. Like, that's been shelved. But like, I've actually been working on going room to room, and kind of doing a purge and a reorganization and kind of clean, and because like I think I told you, like I told the wife one day that just walking around, it's like I feel like we're just surrounded by stuff.
Right.
Like it wasn't messy, it wasn't dirty. It everything was kind of organized in a place, but like there was literally no room. If you wanted to add like one thing on the wall, nowhere to put it.
Right.
So like that's just an example, but like we just had stuff everywhere. And I think it really boiled down to like this is the first time we bought a house. And like we kind of, I don't want to say we were hoarding, like that's totally not it, but like we just would keep stuff just for the sake of like keeping it, like because you're just like, oh, I might need this.
You don't realize how fast you accumulate things, right?
Dude,
like
so fast.
Yeah.
So fast. And then like other things, you're like, oh, I'm gonna just shove this over here and deal with it later, and that stuff piles up fast too.
Yeah.
So
because it's a year before you get back to
it. Craziness. So like, I mean, like, look, perfect example. So we've told you before, like the way that you see the lounge right now is not the way it was originally set up, and it wasn't this color or anything. So what was it? Right before Christmas. I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and redo the room. And I had been wanting to do it anyway. But when we started talking about doing the podcast, I was like, man, the way I'm going to set up the room would be perfect for our podcast.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
And it is absolutely perfect for the podcast, the way it's, just configured. But anyway, so it only took me maybe, a week to get everything done in here to where we could actually occupy the room again. There were some few little odds and ends that needed to be done, but like it only took about a week, maybe two.
Right.
But in order to accomplish that, I had to take everything but the furniture out of here. And so in the midst of doing all of that and then taking everything out of the room to make it a like nice, clean, new room, I shoved everything into the office that didn't need to be in here.
Yeah.
And it was like 3 months before I got to it to just deal with cleaning it up.
Right.
And so like it was in the office, and so I couldn't even use my office, for work. I had to work in here for 3 months every day.
I don't know if you mind that so much.
It got old quick though. Like I like to move around, so like, I'll spend the day in here or half a day. When the weather gets nicer outside, I'll go sit outside and work.
Okay.
So like I like to move around. But the point I'm trying to make, just like the stuff piles up, and I've been spending the last several weeks just bouncing from room to room to room, and just kind of doing a culling and cleaning and organizing. So that's what's been keeping me busy, really.
I gotcha. Makes sense, man. Like,
how
totally
about you?
Get it.
You went on vacation.
I did. I went on vacation.
A small one, right?
Yeah. More like a mini getaway.
Yeah.
It was my dad's 60th birthday, so we went over to Myrtle Beach and stayed there for a couple of days. And that was cool. It had its perks, and what I can tell you is Myrtle Beach has way too many ordinances, right? Like,
yeah, I heard you talking about it.
All I wanted to do was smoke a cigar and have some bourbon on the beach, man. And so I go to put my canopy up, and the little beach patrol guy comes over. He's like, "You can't put that up until Labor Day." Like, you can't put up a canopy on the beach.
Why? I don't understand why there's a date.
Like, exactly, right? Like, so
for a canopy, like either you can do it or you can't.
Yeah.
Like, why would you say after?
Like, why would you
Day?
say a specific time, right? So, and then I tried to rent an umbrella, and they wouldn't move the umbrella. Like, it's
things set in the ground or whatever. Like they just stay there
year
round,
so,
whatever. They never move.
That was interesting, but nonetheless, it was nice to get away for a little bit because it's been a little while. Like the business has grown so quickly. That's kind of what's keeping all of my attention at the moment is navigating these waters of entrepreneurship, and realizing that like this thing has taken on a life of its own, and now I'm just holding on for dear life.
I was going to say it probably feels overwhelming, doesn't it?
Yeah, some days
Yeah.
it's it's a lot. Learning to let go of the reins of something you created, and handing over more responsibility to other people, and trying to pull myself out of the day-to-day so much, and be more high level. So that's really what's probably been killing my time. And just we both had things come up, right? Like we had the holidays and then family things, and luckily we had a couple stored up, and
yeah, we did some pretty good planning there.
And now we can
make sure we could keep continuing to bring you weekly content. And so
now we can get back in and do what we normally do.
That's right.
Enjoy good cigars and have some bourbon.
And I'm glad we're back doing it. Like, this is enjoyable.
I was looking forward to it, dude. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like
it's super enjoyable.
Yeah.
So, and I was real excited to bring this one to you just because it's brand new. Most of you out there probably haven't had the new one. Just again, they're not everywhere. Somehow our cigar shop got 2 boxes. They don't.
This one?
Of this one. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's great that they did. It's just funny to me sometimes what they get.
Right.
Like the quantity wise. Like they recently got those God of Fires Carlitos, which is of course our favorite.
Yeah.
And they got like 3 boxes of them. And it's like, how did you get 3 boxes? That's crazy. But this is one, like, if you're a fan of Las Calaveras, or if you like the whole niche of the yearly release type stuff where they change it every year, or if you like Connecticut Broadleaf, this is definitely one to try.
Yeah.
So like for me, the spice is kind of
tapered off a little bit.
Yeah.
I am getting a little bit of a weird burn, right? Like, just a bit.
Yeah, I'm actually getting a little bit of a weird burn myself. I didn't even notice it. Yeah.
So
we might have some construction concerns
here.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. So that worries me a little bit.
Yeah.
We're not getting a good even burn. I mean, that can be due to multiple different things, but in most cases, like it's not so bad that I'm going to try to touch it up. It's not that bad. I'm going to kind of just ride it out and see what happens.
We're going to do like a little cigar 101 thing, which is, the part of the cigar that's burning slower than the other side. A little trick is when you hold your cigar, if you hold that side up, it'll help to burn that a little bit quicker.
Well, when I used to smoke other things back in the day, like we would do this number here to try to kind of even out the burn.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever tried that with a cigar, but
I've never heard of that with a cigar.
Yeah.
But hey.
But I may actually have to tap it up because it looks like it's canoeing a little bit. If you don't know what canoeing is, it's just kind of where one specific area just really, goes and burns upwards really, really badly. So we'll see. But so far, overall on taste, I'm quite fond of it. Great flavor.
Retro is great on it.
I haven't retro yet.
Let's knock that off. Take a look at this cherry. Nice cherry, just not a clean burn. That's all. It's just a flavorful retro. Like I'm getting all kinds of stuff. Like
there's a whole lot of I got a little bit of oakiness, some cocoa actually for the first time.
Yeah, definitely getting the cocoa again.
A little bit of pepper on it, right?
Yep.
But not a lot. So again, I as far as flavor goes, really enjoy it. Hope the construction holds up because it's got good smoke production. The ash itself looks really good and tight and compacted, right? We're just getting a little bit of a weird burn. So, like Jason said, some construction questions there. And
and I mean, it happens, right?
It does. They're man-made,
right? Natural product. So we'll see. It's not uncommon to have to touch up a cigar. I mean, some of my everydays or my regular rotation cigars, I'll have 5 of them and whatever, no problems, and then have that 6th one and like I'm having to touch it 3-4 times.
Yeah,
you know. So it just goes to show you like how much of a handmade natural product it is. So,
and if you ever wonder, like, so a lot of times you'll see that we have multiple different lighters, right? Like, so I don't necessarily want to use a 4-burner lighter with a huge flame to touch up my cigar. If I had to, I would use something, you know, with a much more precise flame. You know, so I can just hit the spots that I want to hit and move on. So there's a, you know, cigaring 101 for you. Don't use a 4-burner to touch up your cigar. You're just going to burn it up.
Yeah, it's just, you know, like it's just too much. Like, you know, you can, you know, in a pinch you can do it, but you've just got to kind of
you got to really, you know,
really quickly
and try to keep it, you know, the distance pretty good.
Yeah, because I mean, you're not using that flame on an entire cigar. You're using it on a very small portion of that cigar. So yeah, you'll definitely burn it.
So I figured I would give it a shot on me putting the cigar down for a second because I know I tend to smoke fast. Which sometimes does cause some of those burn issues.
I was just thinking about that, like, because you know I'm a pretty fast smoker too, and like I'm wondering this very same thing.
If I'm smoking it so fast that it's causing it to burn a little weird.
Yeah. So I guess we'll set our cigars down here and maybe
go to
get
the
into
bourbon?
The bourbon a little bit. Yeah.
So have we done the Shady Mile on the podcast before?
No.
I know we do it at the lounge a lot, right? Like we drink it at the lounge quite a bit.
It is one of my favorite like cheaper bottles.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, again, it's not gonna blow you away, but for $25, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we spend a lot more on bottles that aren't as good as this.
We have spent.
Sure.
We have spent.
Yeah.
We don't
continue to do that.
Yeah, we've made some mistakes here and there.
We definitely learn from our mistakes. But I mean, I just, you know, I tried it on a whim, and I actually bought them both. You know, just I think I tried this one first, and then I tried the regular, and was like, whoa, no.
The regular we figured out real quick.
No, like, I'm wrong. It was at a tasting. That Rupin did. He had brought them both, and I tried them both.
You're right.
Yes, that's what it was. And I was surprised that I liked this one as much as I did. And when I asked him how much it was, I was like, even better. And so I think the next day or whatever, I went and got a bottle. Like, it's just, you know, it's just a really, for the price, like I can't emphasize that enough. For the price, it's a really good bourbon.
I agree. Let's see. Any difference here? Well, it was trying to go out on me.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's weird, because I put mine down here a little while ago when I was talking about the organizer.
You can see now that I knocked the ash off, it's just kind of, you know.
Not a clean burn, right?
No. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to
touch her up.
Touch it up just a bit.
So you can see he's like kind of fanning the flame and not just holding it like when you light the cigar. And that's
just trying to catch all of the areas of the cigar up together, right?
I mean, basically what's going on here is the wrapper's not burning. The rest of the cigar is burning. So you're literally just trying to get that outside layer to, you know, to burn.
To catch up. And
yeah. I'm gonna let mine go just a little bit longer, because if it doesn't get any worse, then it'll be okay. But I think I'm about ready to go to this Knob Creek. This thing is I'm not a fan of Knob Creek, but I do like this one.
So again, I wasn't a fan of Knob Creek either until that specific bottle, right? So that's the third bottle of that I've purchased.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
You know, there's some proof to that, right? And then I think somebody, it might have been you or it might have been Jill, that brought in an older standard Knob Creek. Maybe it was a 12 or a 15. Can't remember now if it was 12 or 15.
I want to say it was a 15.
I want to say it was 15 as well. And of course, you try it and thinking like, oh, I'm not going to love this. It's just going to be okay. And it was pretty damn good. And it's like, okay, so apparently Knob Creek gets good when it gets to 15 years old.
The age on it is a key factor, right?
Yeah.
So
it could be something to do with the the blending of the 15. They might blend it slightly different. Maybe the proof. Who knows? But yeah, so this is 120 proof. And this, do they make it? Yeah, they do make it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Knob Creek, yeah. So that's made in Claremont, Kentucky. Okay. A true bourbon to the spiritualist, right?
Or to the purist, I guess we should say.
There you go.
Purist.
There you go. Yeah, it's just got a really good aroma. I mean, the color is real nice. The Shady Mile, you can tell it's a 4-year. It's not really dark in color. I mean, you can definitely see right through the bottle.
Yeah.
But this has got some really good color to it, which, I mean, for 9 years, you would expect that.
Yeah, I mean.
And I'm happy that they didn't proof it down. Well, I guess the regular is proof down. Right?
I think so. The regular is 100 proof. Right.
But it's nice that they didn't go less than 100. Because like, you start going under 100, it just tastes like it's watered down. Yeah. Like, I had some scotch yesterday that Drew brought into the lounge, and it was okay. It was just okay. I'm not a scotch guy. But
Me neither.
But it was drinkable. And I said to him, I said, it kind of tastes watered down. What's the proof on it? Is it like 80 something? And he's like, yeah, it's 86. And I'm like, yeah, so.
Well, Aaron brought a decent one on Wednesday too. That wasn't super peaty. Yes. I don't remember what it was called, but
I don't either.
It was a decent scotch.
Yeah. It was decent.
And he said he's embarking on a journey of trying to add, newer, different whiskeys to his collection. So,
but specifically scotches.
Specifically scotches.
Okay. All right.
So I'm assuming we'll be trying some more scotches. With him.
Look, I would love to love it. I don't love the price of scotch. They all seem to be pretty expensive, but
that's just good.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a sweet, like almost caramelly taste to it. It's nice and viscous. I mean, that 120 proof, it doesn't drink at 120 proof.
Mm-hmm. It's got this kind of spiciness to it almost.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not a rye spice, but I don't know. That's yeah, that is good.
There are things that we don't agree on. Believe it or not, like there are bourbons that, some of us enjoy more than others. We found this out for sure on Wednesday night.
Right? With the, what was it? The
Old Bardstown.
Yeah, the Old Bardstown.
It's a $20 bourbon. Not knocking it, or knocking the price point. It's just not for me. Like it's not great.
The group was full spectrum on this one.
Yeah, man.
Like you, pretty much hate it.
Yeah, like it's like I'm not drink. There's no reason for me to drink this.
Right, and for me, it just, it was just maybe below average. I would say, like still drinkable, but
it's
I prefer
drinkable,
not to.
But right, so my thing is that like it's drinkable.
Like we've had bourbons that are just bad.
Yeah, like I would drink that over a lot of the bourbons that we've had that were just terrible. Like,
right.
The snake bottle, Jill.
Oh man, the snake bottle.
Terrible, right? Don't remember what that was.
I don't either.
But if you find a whiskey or a bourbon with a snake on the bottle, leave it alone. Like
right, yeah, with a snake coiled up
yeah,
the.
It's bad. But the Old Bardstown is not that bad. But it's just like, from what I have in my collection.
Right.
I would never get to that bottom. There would never be a day where I walk in and go, that's what I want to do. I'd rather drink like Crown before drinking that.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, I'm serious, bro. I would drink Crown before that.
Man, wow. So, as you can see, like we were all over the spectrum, right? So he's over there, and then we had some of the folks are just like, oh, that's a great bourbon. What are you talking about? And so like, and I maybe in the middle, maybe closer to Duran, but it's just funny, like the palates out there, and like how one bourbon can be spread amongst people differently.
Yeah,
I think that's very
absolutely.
interesting. So yeah, I mean cigars are the same way, right? And the cigar world, there's so many cigars out there, way more than there are bourbons and whiskeys, that you're going to find people that love a particular cigar and find people that say it's garbage, just total trash.
Carca.
Hush now. Oh man.
I'm joking. Like, man, listen, Gurkha, if you're listening to us or you ever see this, if you've got a great cigar, send it to us, please, please. I have not found one that I enjoy, not one.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, I haven't tried a lot of them. You're getting some issues there.
No, there was something like hanging off, and I wasn't sure what it was. It was just an ash. But I was just wanting to check that out. So the burn, it hasn't improved, but it hasn't worsened.
So that's the same on mine. Even after
the
touching it up,
it went right back.
It went right back to where it was. So I think it's just a construction issue.
It's
honestly.
just So they've the bundling of it and and such of the binder and the filler, just doesn't lend itself well to a straight burn.
Yeah.
But it is burning well.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's not a straight burn.
I mean, there's no issue smoking it whatsoever.
No.
And I don't think it's gotten so out of control that, again, so the problem for me is, right, like I like it to look a certain way, right? Like the aesthetic.
Sure.
But it's not so out of control that like it's causing any
right. And that's my thing.
Issues.
Like you see, like it's just stayed kind of on that angle the whole time.
That's so. And what that tells me is it's kind of uniform probably throughout the cigars because mine's is very, very similar.
Yeah.
So. But hey, we're getting close to the end here. Let's do some final thoughts on this thing, man. Where are you at on it?
Well, I mean, the cigar, I loved it the other day when I had it for the first time. I love it again. I mean, it's just as good as when I had it the other day. And just so you know, I had the same burn problems the other day.
Okay.
I did.
So it's a construction thing.
I think it is a construction thing. But I can look past that. It's still a very flavorful cigar. It's the first Las Calaveras in several years that has really impressed me enough to, just not buy one or two.
Okay.
Right. So
you think this is a box in the humidor for you?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a really good one. So like I said earlier, if you like spice or, if you like Connecticut Broadleaf,
you will definitely enjoy this.
Right. I think you'll enjoy this, and I definitely think it's box worthy. But they are limited, so you're going to have to go and, kind of get you a box pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And then on the bourbons, we said before the Shady Mile is a really good entry level, bourbon. Yeah. Right. It's a cheap, bourbon to explore outside of the big five.
I hate to use that word, man.
What?
Cheap. It's inexpensive.
I'm sorry.
Because
cheap makes it sound
cheap,
like it's
right. Like when you buy something cheap, it's normally not. It's normally not good, right?
It's not
like,
well made.
Cheap and good don't normally go together. So it's an inexpensive bottle.
Okay.
Right.
It's
inexpensive.
Sure.
Because it's enjoyable.
It is. It's really
enjoyable.
Yeah. It's an So it's an inexpensive, entry level bourbon. That I think that pretty much anyone could enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
The high wheat content really mellows out, anything that might harsh it.
Yeah.
Because the regular bourbon was harsh. Like it's just not good.
So it was rough around the edges.
Very rough around the edge. Yeah. Very rough. And so this one, I guess the wheat maybe kind of tames that a little bit. And then the Knob Creek it's just really, really good at that 120, point proof point. I don't hate the price.
Yeah.
And in 9 years, like you can taste the age on it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And again, there's not a lot of bourbons that you're going to find that are 9 years old, sub $60 with 120 proof, right? So this is another bottle that I think is affordable, because I think if you start to look at other things that are aged as long as this, and have the same proof, you'd probably be up in the price point.
Yeah, because after that many years, they don't get as many bottles out of the barrel.
Right. So the price point is normally much higher on a bottle this old.
Yep.
So I think you'll enjoy the Knob Creek for sure. And again, this is not the regular Knob Creek, so this is the single barrel reserve. So make sure you understand that there is a regular Knob Creek 9-year out there that has a lower price point and lower proof. The Shady Mile, for me, like I said, it's inexpensive, but it's tasty.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you're looking for something that you can drink every day and be happy about drinking it and not break the bank,
yep,
that Shady Mile is a great go-to.
It really is.
Right.
It really is.
The cigar, very enjoyable. Like I said, from the very moment I lit it, it was a flavor blast. First third, very peppery. Moving to the second third, and I haven't made it to the last third yet, but I'm sure we'll do that after the episode here. But great cigar. This is something I'm going to have to take a look at more. You know, Crown Heads, I like a lot of the things that they do, but this one is probably vaulted to the top of the Crown Head line for me.
I totally agree with that.
So for those that don't know, Las Calaveras,
yes,
is that right?
Yes.
Go out there and check it out, see what you think. But,
yeah, definitely check it out.
Anything else to add, sir?
I don't think so, man. We'll you know, we'll just keep on bringing you the new stuff, the great stuff.
Yeah.
And you just keep on tuning in.
Absolutely. So we haven't said it yet, but make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that little bell so that you know when we drop new episodes. We greatly appreciate you guys hanging out with us. But as always, I'm Duran, and no cool nickname, but y'all know what to do. Drop them in the comments. And my favorite co-host,
I am Jason JB Smoke, and thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time.